Imagine a moment where all the chaos of the world seems to pause, and within you there's a quiet, endless expanse. The mind no longer races, thoughts dissolve into nothingness, and what remains is a profound sense of calm, a feeling so deep it can't be disrupted by the external noise of life. This is the state mystics and seekers have pursued for ages, inner peace. Yet, this elusive state often seems distant, as if reserved only for those who have renounced the world or spent years in meditation. But the truth is, the key to finding inner peace isn't hidden away in some remote cave or monastery. It's available within reach for anyone willing to look in the right direction. To start, there's a fundamental misunderstanding that inner peace is something you acquire. People seek it as though it's a commodity, something to possess like money or success. The modern world teaches us to chase, to strive, and to accumulate. But this approach to peace only leads to frustration. The more you run toward it, the further away it seems. That's because peace isn't something outside of you. It's not a reward or a goal to be achieved. Instead, inner peace is an uncovering. It's a realization of what has always been there beneath the surface, behind the noise of thoughts, emotions, and the distractions of daily life. The first step on this path is recognizing that peace is our natural state. As mystics have often taught, we are not the storm, but the sky that holds the storm. The mind, with all its thoughts, worries, and fears, is like a turbulent sea, constantly shifting and changing. Yet beneath the surface of the mind, there is a deeper awareness, one that is untouched by the drama of the world. This deeper awareness is where peace resides. It is always present, but it's often obscured by the constant activity of the mind. One of the greatest obstacles to experiencing this peace is identification with the mind. Most people believe they are their thoughts, emotions, and identities. They live in a perpetual state of reaction, constantly influenced by what happens to them. If something goes wrong, they feel disturbed. If something goes right, they feel momentarily satisfied. But this cycle is never ending. True peace comes when you realize that you are not the thoughts in your head. Thoughts will come and go, but you remain. The you that observes the thoughts is eternal, unchanging, and always at peace. To live from this deeper place, it's essential to cultivate the ability to witness your own mind without becoming entangled in it. Mystics often describe this as being the watcher or the silent observer. When you watch the mind, you create a space between yourself and your thoughts. In this space, peace begins to emerge naturally. The mind may still be active, but you are no longer controlled by it. Instead, you rest in the awareness that observes the mind, which is always calm and still. This practice of observing the mind is at the core of meditation. Many think meditation is about stopping thoughts, but this is a misunderstanding. Meditation is about shifting your identification away from the mind and into the deeper awareness that observes the mind. Over time, this shift creates a profound sense of inner peace. You no longer feel tossed around by the waves of life because you've discovered the vast, unshakable ocean beneath those waves. Another key to inner peace is the realization that life itself is not something to be resisted. Much of the inner turmoil people experience comes from resisting what is happening in the present moment. Whether it's resisting emotions, situations, or even thoughts, this resistance creates tension. The more you resist, the more chaotic your inner world becomes. Peace is found in surrender, not in control. When you surrender to what is without judgment or expectation, you align yourself with the flow of life. This doesn't mean becoming passive or indifferent, but rather accepting the moment as it is. In this acceptance, there is a deep relaxation, a letting go of the constant striving and grasping that keeps the mind restless. Surrender is not about giving up, but about giving into the deeper intelligence of life itself. There is a wisdom that permeates everything, a force that is beyond comprehension yet always present. When you surrender to this force, you align with it, and in that alignment, peace arises. This is why mystics and spiritual teachers speak of faith, not faith in a dogmatic sense, but a deep trust in the unfolding of life. There is a recognition that you do not need to control everything. Life has its own rhythm, its own intelligence, and when you flow with it, you find peace. Inner peace also involves letting go of the past and the future. The mind is often caught in time, constantly replaying past events or imagining future scenarios. This keeps us trapped in a state of mental agitation. But the present moment, the now, is the only place where peace can be found. In the now, there is no past to regret, no future to fear. There is only what is, and in that simplicity, peace arises naturally. To access the present moment, it's important to develop mindfulness, the practice of being fully aware of what is happening right now, without judgment or attachment. When you are fully present, the mind quiets, and the natural state of peace within you reveals itself. Mystics also speak of compassion as a key to inner peace. True peace isn't found in isolation, but in connection. When you cultivate compassion for others, you soften the boundaries between yourself and the world. You begin to see that the suffering of others is not separate from your own. This recognition dissolves the illusion of separation and creates a sense of unity. In this unity, there is peace because the heart is no longer closed off or defensive. Instead, it is open, loving, and accepting of all beings. Compassion isn't just an emotional feeling. It's a deep understanding that we are all interconnected, all part of the same divine fabric of existence. Forgiveness is also crucial on the path to inner peace. Holding on to resentment, anger, or blame keeps the heart heavy and the mind disturbed. Forgiveness doesn't mean condoning harmful actions, but it does mean releasing the burden of carrying the past with you. When you forgive, you free yourself. You are no longer tied to the pain of the past. And this freedom creates a spaciousness within where peace can dwell. It's not just about forgiving others, but also about forgiving yourself. Self-forgiveness is often the hardest because we tend to judge ourselves harshly. But true peace comes when you can look at yourself with kindness, recognizing that you too are human and deserving of love and understanding. At the heart of inner peace is a deep sense of self-realization. It's the understanding that you are more than your body, more than your mind, more than your emotions. You are the eternal awareness in which all these things arise and fall away. This realization, known to mystics across traditions, is the key to lasting peace. When you truly know who you are, beyond the fleeting experiences of life, there is nothing left to disturb you. You rest in the unshakable peace of your own being. Ultimately, the journey to inner peace is not about escaping the world, but embracing it fully. It's about living in harmony with yourself, others, and the world around you. It's about understanding that peace is not a distant destination, but the essence of who you are. When you stop searching for peace outside of yourself and instead turn inward, you discover that it has always been there, waiting for you to remember it.